Hello, Steve White, Trek Y89 for Steve Arts 89, Star Trek's Gatekeeper. Now, I'm doing a short review of Star Trek The Motion Picture, the new remastered, restored version. It is now called just Star Trek The Motion Picture, not Star Trek The Motion Picture, the Director's Edition. It's a mixed bag. It's got a lot of flaws. It's not fixed problems in the other versions it could have fixed. The original version was never finished. The extended video version just edited in shots from scenes that weren't finished and had shots that weren't finished. The Director's Edition fixed a lot of that, but it wasn't done in, of course, HD. And the effects of Starfleet, the tram center, whatever it's called, that looked awful. They made that look better, but they just repeated the same shots. They just made them better quality, but even then the quality is substandard. The first shot, you see a lot of detail in the city. The second shot, you see a lot of detail in the hills, but the station itself is all blurry and soft, and it doesn't look like it's from the same shot. The CGI is just really bad. The last shot, we've already seen it in the trailer, that looks fine, but they didn't restore the shot that they found where you like on the beach looking up at the hill and the tram station is sort of just over the hill. That shot was much better. They should have just restored the original shot and that shot instead of recreating the 3 shots from the Director's Edition, which never worked. Now, the other big issue is the recreation, not the recreation deck, the officers' lounge. They removed the windows that looked more like the windows from the recreation deck, which that's what people thought it was, but actually they were screens at the back of the officers' lounge, and we never saw the officers' lounge windows. Now, they've flipped it around and you see the officers' lounge windows in the background, but they did such a bad job of rotoscoping the actors. It's laughable, and I watched this on my monitor, not on my TV. I can't imagine how bad it would look on a TV, and I can't imagine how horrific it would look on a cinema screen. They should be ashamed to have put that shot in. They should have just kept the original if they couldn't do better, and instead of making it worse. It looks awful. I mean, it's good in a way that they've got that window in there, and I get that, but when it's done with such poor quality, it just undermines itself. They ruined the transporter scene. They did that in the original Director's Edition where they put too many sound effects in, and it just took the horror out of that last, death scream from the person being destroyed by the transporter. What else did they get wrong? I can't go over it. This is too much. I don't want this video to be long. There's so many issues. I did 1,600 screenshots. I watched all 4 versions, looked at all the different effects shots and scenes, and there's a lot of scenes. Some scenes they improved, like the little shot of the Enterprise they added in where it turns and faces V'Ger now instead of just going along a straight line. They added some red lightning above V'Ger on the ceiling when V'Ger turns red. So they did little things like that, but they removed all the colour out of the Klingon ship. Now it looks like grey, and the torpedoes look red when originally it was really red, and the inside the ship really looked like it had some atmosphere, like it was all sort of like hot in a different atmosphere in there that Klingons liked. Yeah, I mean, some of the shots look sort of blurry, some of them don't look sharp, others do. Some of the shots, some of the scenes, the lighting's really dark, others it's the same as the other films. It's just a mixed bag. It's a mess. There's no consistency. It's like different teams were working on different parts and they didn't really just put it all together, but supposedly it was the same people overseeing the whole thing. It's got more flaws than the remastered edition of the original Star Trek series, because that had moments where they fixed problems and then other moments where they ignored problems they could have fixed. They added extra stuff in, there were problems. Other times they didn't remove actual issues, and there's one shot of the Enterprise where it doesn't seem to have any filter, where it looks too light for the rest of the shot. It's a mess. There's a lot of issues, and I don't know if I went through the original HDR issues that I got upset about. I got removed from all the Facebook groups, apparently on behest of the people from the production crew who are in those groups. So I don't get to share all this with the other fans now. That was for nothing, because the article where they supposedly showed finished shots from the film, they weren't finished shots from the film, and the HDR color grading didn't affect the shots like those shots, because I thought if the whole film is going to look like that, they've ruined it. They've compromised the integrity of the original palette of the film for the HDR color grading to cater to the HDR, and it didn't happen. So I'm eating a little humble pie because it's not in the film, and my concerns for the film, those concerns for the film, didn't come true. But that's just because the shots that we were shown that were supposed to be finished shots weren't finished shots, and they just looked wrong. So that was a relief in some ways, because the overall colour palette, even though it's more blue than it should be, that's still more true to the original than the shots that they saw and what I was afraid we were going to get. But I'm going to stop this at 5 minutes. I've got a long review that goes to 23 minutes. I'm going to put that up as well. This is just a bit of an overview. So yeah, a lot of flaws, a lot of faults, a few added things, a few fixed things, a few mistakes they could have fixed. Disappointing overall, and I still want another version of the film that fixes all the mistakes. We'll probably never get it. Maybe in 10 years. I don't know. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the final edition and my videos. Thanks. Bye.